What is up, guys? I'm your host again, Wade, rocking the tank top, sun's out, guns out. It is summertime. I don't know. I'm just a slob today, basically. But here to talk about episodes 7 and 8 of Season 2 of Mario Party here at VidORGs. A lot happened. It got pretty spicy. I'm kind of behind schedule on these, and I do apologize, but I am going to get back on schedule, like I always say, so we'll see. But first off, we went into episode 7. Tribes are even at 7 apiece. And the first challenge that we had was one called Scavenger Hunt. And I don't really have something to show for you, but basically what we did is we made a bunch of changes across the server. Things from adding an emoji to titles, changing colors of roles, removing roles from like production staff, like certain ones, adding roles to people, changing the name of players to something else. A lot of different things, and the goal was for them to try and see how many they could find. They did terrible, like truly awful. The final score was 2-0. To be fair, they scored more than 2 and 0, but if you listed something as a change that wasn't correct, it counted as a -1. So ultimately, Team Mario came out on top and ended up winning 2-0. Luigi had every opportunity to. Xander actually spotted 2 changes and then called out 2 things that they listed on their submission that he didn't think were changes, and had his team listened to him, Luigi would have won 4-2. But that's not what happened, and so Luigi went to Tribal Council. This was like one of the first big opportunities for the Durden versus Bennett clash that we'd wanted, at least I'd wanted to see. And Bennett wasn't in a great spot, at least from turns to socially. He took the greed in the challenge before, pissed off a lot of people on the tribe, including not Kevin. Kevin was on Mario's, including Peanut. Definitely burned bridges with Peanut, and Brendan. Both of them not fans of it at all. And obviously Durden wanted out Bennett. Bennett did have a star though. He found in Safari, so he had protection if he first saw it coming, and ultimately he did not. Bennett went home in a vote 6-1 with an idol in his pocket. Definitely kind of got played there. He thought the vote was going to be on Xander. That was who he wanted to take out, and everybody loves Xander. So that was not going to happen. They all played it up pretty well, and Bennett went home. Yeah. he could have stopped it. He said that he had afterwards that he had a weird feeling when we were about to read them, but ultimately went home in, I think that's 14th place. Then after that, going into the next challenge, it's actually one of my favorites. We were gonna do a specific challenge, and we had to scrap it at the last second because Dodge was moving, and Dodge was the one that was gonna administer the challenge. And I was like, shit, what can we do? And I'm brainstorming it. Like the night before, I had this idea, and I think it's great. They said they had a lot of fun, and it's one I'm really going to try and refine and make even better in futures. It's a very team-based one. You got to work with your teammates. You need to, and it's an endurance-based competition. So it's strategic, teamwork, and endurance-based. Endurance meaning it's like kind of a play on a check-in challenge. So 6 members of Luigi versus 6 members of Mario. Mario had 7, so they ended up sitting out Potaboo as the one. And then what you had to do was each team got divided into 3 different roles. So 2 players for each role: attackers, defenders, and healers. And every 30 minutes, you were allowed to do your role's action. If you were an attacker, you got to choose someone on the other team to attack. If you're a defender, you block someone on your own team. And if you're a healer, you heal someone on your own team. The ultimate goal, each person had 5 hits worth of health, so 50 health, and attacks were 10 is what we called it. Basically, you had 5 hits of health, and the goal was to try and, almost like rock paper scissors, outmaneuver your opponents, attacking where they're not putting their defenses, where they're not putting their heals, because you are submitting your stuff blind. So it's almost like Battleship in a way, where you put in your blind attack, and then they put in their blind attack, and then you resolve and see what happens. So you had to try and predict what the other team was going to do while getting your team online. So in the initial stages, Luigi didn't have lock. He was at work, so he didn't have an opportunity to play. And Mario, Alec, and Nintendog missed a lot of it. So it was kind of like 5v4 in the beginning. But Luigi absolutely outplayed Mario in every way. Brendan and Xander were both the attackers. They ended up they had like an hours long conversation just talking to each other's strategy on who they were going to attack, bonding, and it actually ended up developing a final two like an alliance or agreement with each other, which both of them in their confessionals say that they are doing. So built like a really true bond off of this challenge. Ultimately, there was the Mario team was just really, really dumb. So like in a challenge like this, like if Luigi can attack you twice, you should never overspend your resources. So essentially, like one of the times Mario, they had 2 defenders on someone and 2 healers on someone, and so they just wasted potentially 2 resources on them. And Luigi didn't even attack that person, so they wasted 4 resources trying to defend this person, and nothing happened to him. So Luigi just straight absolutely dismantled Mario. Do want to give a shout out to Oreo, who stayed up all night trying to do it for the team, and it just wasn't enough. Ellie was the first one targeted. They went after her hard, and they actually said that the reason why was because they believed that Ellie was really strong in the Hot Pursuit challenge, so they thought that she would be strong in this, so they went after her. And then from there it was all downhill for Mario. They just got steamrolled. So sent Mario to Tribal again, and really it came down to there's the OG Marios, Mr. Pink, Ellie, Nintendog, and Oreo. All of them were staying strong together, so it was like who's going home between Kevin, Alec, and Potaboo. No one really liked Potaboo. At least not that they didn't like him, they thought he was probably fine. He was just boring to them. So ultimately, Potaboo is the one that went home. Alec was pretty nervous. It kind of came down to Potaboo and Alec. Kevin built really good relationships with the Marios, especially Mr. Pink and Oreo. So it came down to Alec and Potaboo. Alec actually told Oreo that he has a star, and I thought that maybe Oreo was going to try and blindside him with it, but he's actually saw it as a trust thing and wants to work with him. Potaboo, as he walked out the doors, slammed Alec, said he hates Luigi's. He was Bowser strong, loved his Bowsers. And Kevin's like, what the heck happened? It was kind of funny. But that actually was meant it was 6-6. Oh, and we had 12 players, 4 original Mario, 4 original Luigi, 4 original Bowsers, with 6 Mario 2.0s, 6 Luigi 2.0s. Perfect time to merge, so we sent them to a merge, and we gave them an extra day at the very beginning before we did another challenge. That next challenge will come in the next episode. I tried to speed through this one. Hopefully you guys got a good sense of what happened. Starting next episode, though, you're going to want to tune in for sure, because we're going to have exit interviews with every single person that is eliminated from the game. Whether that's a video or an audio, I'm not entirely sure, but we're going to actually talk to all of them and give you guys an opportunity to hear in their own words what was going through their head, going on in different travels and stuff. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. That was episode 7 and 8 with Bennett and Potaboo going home. That led into our merge. So I'll talk a little bit more about merge, initial trust rankings, the challenges that happened there at the beginning of the merge in the next episode. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really, really appreciate it. Have a good one.